This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Halifax squeezed. The municipality ranks as Canada's tightest major market with record low vacancy rates.
Faith forward. East Preston celebrates the groundbreaking of a multi-million-dollar church expansion.
And AI banned. Nova Scotia publishers draw a hard line against AI-written books.
Scattered showers, risk for a thunderstorm overnight, but we're clearing through Tuesday morning with some sun into the afternoon. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. A new report reveals just how tightly the housing squeeze is gripping Halifax.
As Juliana Griot explains, the latest data shows renters are facing one of the absolute toughest markets in the country.
Financial advisors recommend that no more than 30% of your income should go to rent. But if you ask Halifax renters, they're not paying that.
Yeah, like 70%.
60%, maybe. If that, it's not reasonable.
Probably say on a monthly basis, I would say about 85-90%.
While the rental market in the city is showing some signs of stabilization, Halifax still has one of the toughest markets in Canada by a number of factors. The latest numbers from the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation show that compared to other cities in the country, Halifax has the lowest vacancy rate at 2.7%, and that number is even lower for affordable housing.
And when you look at the availability by price ranges, the most expensive units, the availability is much higher, but on the very least expensive units, the availability is low, almost close to 1% or lower than 1%.
Halifax also has the lowest turnover rate. When you look at the lowest priced units, that number is even smaller. That means people are not moving up the chain and freeing cheaper units. This is keeping some people from entering the rental market. Patricia Coley was homeless for 4 years, but she's still struggling to get back on her feet.
No, I've been trying to move out of the transition. I was at the Waverley Inn for 2 years now. No luck.
It's not all bad news for Halifax renters. The asking price for apartments, meaning the price landlords advertise when they're looking for tenants, has decreased since it peaked in 2024. Ndoro says building more supply of affordable housing is key to easing prices, though he admits the cost of construction has gone up since the pandemic, meaning there's less incentive to rent new units for cheap.
It's very difficult at current conditions, without any subsidies, without any government help, for private developers to build a unit and bring it onto market at a rate that people at the low end would afford.
Juliana Grillo, CBC News, Halifax.
Some locals still have yet to ratify the new agreement for long-term care workers at nursing homes. But Kim Kale with CUPE says they achieved some important wins in this new contract.
Our goal was to get every classification under the collective agreements at least a $5 increase over the life of the agreement and bring everybody up to $25 an hour. So we were successful with the $5 for every classification, but in order for us to achieve that, we had to go into the 6th year, but we did not get our support service people up to $25 an hour.
Kale says many workers are unhappy with the 6-year length of the new contract because they believe by the time it expires, they will be lagging behind inflation.
Bridgewater residents are gathering donations for people impacted by last week's apartment fire. The fire started Wednesday morning. 1 person died. About 20 people were left without a home. Now the community has rallied to donate clothes, toiletries, appliances, and even furniture.
For us, it's about rebuilding, about helping them establish that foundation, giving them the tools that they need to start a new life, a new chapter. The tragedy of losing a home, losing your place of existence, that's really, really hard on the community, on the firefighters, on the paramedics, the police officers that were on scene, all the people that are supporting this response.
Bignell is urging people to step up and help in any way they can.
The provincial government is planning new support for municipalities and residents preparing for drought. Applications are open for a $6 million fund local governments can use to help pay for water projects. The province says it will not cover bottled water for municipalities dealing with drought this year, but the province has put out a tender for emergency bottled water. Municipalities can tap into the program to pay for water at a cheaper price.
My message to all Nova Scotians is we need to change our mindset on water resources. Whether you're on municipal or whether you're on a well, everyone needs to look at conservation, how we use our water resources, because it's changed. And again, drought is not an if, it's a when. And everybody needs to work together.
McDonald says the province will soon launch a website for residents to plan for water shortages.
Spirits were high in East Preston Sunday as the community celebrated a groundbreaking service for their multi-million-dollar church expansion. CBC's Molly McNaughton was there and has the story.
It's official. Work on a $3.5 million expansion of a historic church in East Preston is underway.
Our ancestors built, and they built something for the next generation before them. It is our responsibility now to build something stronger, something better, something greater.
The East Preston United Baptist Church was founded in the mid-1800s and has been the heart of the community for many years. The hope is the renovations will make sure it stays that way.
When the black community couldn't have access to institutions, we created our own education system. In the black community, that's where people came for counseling. It was healthcare. If you didn't have anything to eat, you didn't go to welfare. You relied upon your community to feed you and provide for one another. So that history is deeply rooted in East Preston, and our church is still serving in that same capacity.
The expansion will allow the church to host cultural and community events. It will include a youth center, cafe, and special programming for seniors and young people.
To see this, my son's in the church, to see all this come to fruition, it's an overwhelming feeling.
Slaughter calls this church her home.
The reason I am the woman that I am today has been because of the village, because of my church, because of the prayers, because of, people praying for one another. And so to now have a youth center where it's devoted to the church means that they're looking towards the future, with the youth in mind.
I want to get emotional, but it's brought me through a lot. I've actually dealt with a lot in the past few years. We lost my big brother, Warren Williams, in 2022, just to the gun violence over here. But then also my mom going through the things that she's been going through mentally. It's been tough, but I found the church and the people have really helped myself, my brother Morgan, our whole family through all of it. And it's just been an incredible feeling just to know that we have this place and this family.
The whole congregation marked this milestone moment the way they marked many over the decades, with music and prayer. Molly McNaughton, CBC News, East Preston.
And quick look at the weather forecast now. Here's Ryan.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a Monday, doesn't it, with the weather?
It certainly does. Cloudy, drizzly, foggy, really foggy along the Atlantic coastline and even some areas inland as well. An unsettled day for sure, absolutely. And high temperatures actually did okay. We did get to 20 degrees in through places like the Valley and up and around Cobequid Bay, where even a little bit of sun breaking through this afternoon. Shetticamp, 25, loving that southeasterly flow there today as well. Most of us in those low to mid-teens, but another variable day temperature-wise, and variable still on Tuesday. We're going to be seeing temperatures ranging between 12 and actually 16 or 17 for Inverness County for tomorrow with those southeast winds. The mainland will see, yes, a gradual clear out from west to east throughout the morning into the early afternoon. The sun will pop. Temperatures will pop as a result of that. 20 to 24 degrees widespread. Even Cape Breton will likely see some late day sunshine as this system slowly but surely works its way out from west to east. Full 7-day forecast coming up. Tom and Amy.
Do stay tuned. All right. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Generative AI is making its way into publishing, leaving authors and creators with differing views on the technology. CBC's Ben Dornan reports.
When you open a new book, how much of it do you expect to be written by a human? It's a question transforming the publishing industry, and some locals are fighting back. Whitney Moran is the managing editor at Halifax-based Nimbus Publishing. The company is taking a hard stance against authors using artificial intelligence.
I have heard from one or two that we don't currently have contracts signed with that they were thinking about using it to help them with their research, and I just kind of filed that away because it's just, as soon as you start engaging with generative AI to help you even do an outline, I don't feel like the work is yours anymore.
Moran says that without industry-wide regulations, Nimbus has developed its own policy outlawing AI. But some have taken a different approach. Olivier Blais co-chairs the federal government's AI Advisory Council. He's writing a book about how businesses can implement the technology into their operations, and he's using AI to do it.
I've written pages and pages of bullet points, but then I have used generative AI as a way to help me write in a language that's a little bit closer to what's in a book. Between my thoughts and the generative AI writing capability, generate a book that is high quality.
But some booksellers, like Paul McKay, who manages the King's Co-op bookstore in Halifax, aren't convinced.
We're kind of hitting an inflection point where people have kind of had enough of AI art and AI writing in general. And I just wanted to put it out there that this is a business and a store that you don't need to worry about that.
It's hard to keep up with the pace of it. And I think that's the hardest part, is that it feels every single day like there's a new catastrophe, there's a new, like book that's been outed or discovered as using AI, and I think it's sort of publishers are scrambling to catch up.
Moran says Nimbus believes that we tell stories to help people understand who we are as human beings. If humans aren't the ones creating that material, she says, then what's the point? Ben Dornan, CBC News, Halifax.
Halifax's historic lesbian and gay club, The Turret, is being honored through Canada Post's Places of Pride stamp series. The stamp depicts a group of people celebrating and dancing by the historic Turret on Barrington Street in Halifax. Opened in 1976 within the turret of Barrington Street's Khyber building, the Turret was one of the few clubs for women in Halifax's 2S LGBTQ+ community at the time. The Turret eventually became one of Atlantic Canada's biggest gay clubs.
Well, building a boat from scratch is tough. Building one when you're a teenager with no carpentry experience, that's a gamble.
But as the CBC's Anna Rack reports, some high school students in Cheticamp decided to sink or swim.
These teens from Ecole India in Cheticamp are getting their sea legs. They're the first group of students taking on a boat building project by the Cheticamp Boat Builders, a marine supply shop. And these students are learning to build these boats the old-fashioned way.
We started from nothing, just pieces of wood, and we built it all from scratch with our hands because we're just good boat builders.
Despite that confidence, the goal was to make them sail, and there was some worry they might not hold up in the harbor.
I was a little scared it might have sunk just a tiny bit because, we've never built a boat before.
Did not expect it to float. I really thought the bottom was going to come off.
But sail they did. The students were even able to take them across the harbor to Cheticamp Island and back, almost a kilometer away from their launch point.
It was cool to actually see it finish, finally.
And float.
Yeah, and be able to get in it.
It was rewarding when we got there. We even brought a rock to show everybody that we were there. It was like a trophy.
The boats did fill with a little bit of water, but they had someone inside bailing water out with a bucket. For some of them, boating is deeply connected to their family's way of life.
My dad's a fisherman, so obviously means a lot. Me and my group put long efforts and hours into the boat, so it was rewarding to see it float.
I think that boat building is a very big part of our community here in Cheticamp. And so having the kids participate in this hands-on project was very interactive and both a great learning experience for them.
I think it's so important because they learn so many skills that they don't in sitting at their desk and behind a computer. So just the interaction, the social, the laughing together is very important.
For both the teachers and the students, this is a way to get out of the classroom and feel more connected with Cheticamp's marine history. Anna Rack, CBC News, Cheticamp.
Yep. Bit foggy out there today.
Just a tad.
Ryan's up next with the full weather forecast. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
All right, well, we're back into the cooler, dreary weather cycle, but I'm glad I cut the grass yesterday, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's going to clear though, right?
It is going to clear, yep. Peaking midweek, which is where we want it.
Right, of course,
where
not
we
the
want it.
weekend.
Wednesday. And then kind of, turning unsettled again towards the end of the week, and we'll wait on the weekend, obviously. We'll do our best to break it down here. For our time lapse today, I was going to show Halifax. There'd be nothing to show.
Right.
In fact,
Fog.
the Atlantic coastline, just fog, Cape Breton, fog, and even the inland areas, but we did see some sun today. Here's the proof. It's always sunny somewhere in Nova Scotia. And this is Digby, Water Street, and have a look. Yeah, pretty cloudy cap there for a good portion of the day, but the sun's trying at times, and then you will see here in the late part of the afternoon, yes, some breaks of blue. There they are.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
Love it.
And the sun breaking through the clouds now. Things have kind of clouded up a little bit there, but still trying to break through with a live shot there of Digby Water Street. And thank you to Nova Scotia webcams for that. As we look at the temperatures in and around the Digby area, anywhere from 17 Westport up through Briar Island and 21 at Greenwood. Temperatures not doing too bad there through the Annapolis Valley and in through the Cobequid Bay area today. Amherst at 18, Cheticamp at 18, and earlier really warm high there into the mid-20s. Ingonish at 9 with an onshore wind there. And you can see where the winds are in from the southeast. Temperatures obviously struggling today. The winds sustained near 20, seeing some gusts in the 30 to 40 kilometer per hour range. Grand Etang already gusting to 69. There is a lace wet wind warning in effect for tonight and tomorrow morning, with gusts there likely to reach 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. We've been looking at some showers off and on. The latest round of showers missing us to the south for the most part. We are seeing some showers here starting to creep up into the metro area. Pictou, Antigonish County, Cape Breton also looking at some of that shower activity. This low will move through with more showers tonight. Risk for a thunderstorm. High pressure will follow it up and move in with a nice, as we said, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday into early Thursday. Temperatures, still looking a little sluggish for parts of Canada, especially here across the northeast parts of Canada. Now, as we look at the forecast for tonight, I did put a risk for thunderstorms in. Temperatures 11 in Yarmouth, 14, 15 degrees, 9 in through Cape Breton with those winds in from the southeast. As we look at the timeline here, this latest rapid refresh model is showing pretty good pulse of shower and maybe a rumble of thunder through metro late evening. That is certainly the better risk, is late evening into the early overnight with these shower and thunderstorm chances. Note as we move through into tomorrow morning, the wind's still going to be southeast for Cape Breton, still hanging on to the wet weather there. We clear out pretty quickly in the morning, the Tri-County area, down through Lunenburg, and then into Halifax and across through central areas by around lunchtime, if not, then early afternoon, and then across the rest of the mainland by mid-afternoon. Cape Breton, you folks should see some clearing there late afternoon there as well. And a couple of very isolated showers not out of the question popping up as the sun, even as the sun breaks through. Still an isolated risk for the Northumberland shore. Temperatures tomorrow 12 to 17 across Cape Breton with a southeast wind that will back off into the afternoon, becoming light. 18 Antigonish, 21 in Sherbrooke, and will be temperatures into the low 20s across most of the central part of the mainland. Note metro around 23, 24. That's going to likely be a high around maybe 4, 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, maybe even closer to 6 p.m. as that sun again will pop. Bridgewater, Lunenburg, beautiful afternoon there shaping up for tomorrow with a northwest wind. Loving that flow there. And yes, that wind flow from the northwest, the Atlantic coastline always does nicely temperature-wise. Wednesday afternoon, a bit of cloud cover building up, but overall, it's looking like a pretty nice day indeed. Temperatures ranging between 20 and 25 across the province with lots of sunshine. We are going to cloud up as we move our way into Thursday. This system here may be bringing a few showers, but the meat and potatoes of this system will move in Thursday night into Friday morning. Does look like a quick mover, though. We should clear Friday afternoon. Shower chances under a mix of sun and cloud on Saturday. Sunday, still a little up in the air. We're going to have to get working on that one because not only does summer begin Sunday morning, but it's Father's Day on Sunday.
Exactly.
And we got to deliver a good one for the dads.
Can you see what you can do about that? That'd be nice, Ryan. All right, thanks so much.
Thanks,
you.
Ryan.
So, can a good book pave the way for a second chance at life? A unique national charity is on a mission to expand prison literacy programs throughout Atlantic Canada.
The CBC's Rachel Huizinga has more on how book clubs for inmates work at institutions in the region.
Behind me is Dorchester Penitentiary. It's a multi-level men's facility that houses hundreds of inmates. And once a month, some of them come together to talk about books. Book Clubs for Inmates is a national charity that helps run book clubs at prisons across Canada. Community volunteers lead the meetings, and the charity provides the books.
I think it's important that they have something at the institution that's not necessarily related to the institution.
Caitlin Siddall has been a volunteer at the Dorchester Penitentiary Book Club since 2023. As someone who's always loved to read, she says the experience has been rewarding.
Yeah, I remember thinking like my very first book club, because I'm in 2 other book clubs, I just remember like the level of discussion and like it was amazing. Just even like I love my other 2 book clubs, but you can tell like the people they really come to talk about the book and not so much socialize. I feel like, you know, book clubs, like among friends, you kind of socialize and that kind of thing, but these were people here to talk about the book and how it relates to their lives, and it was just a really rich discussion, and it was very fulfilling, like to just see how much impact these books are having on these people.
Recent reads include Anxious People by Frederick Buckman, George Orwell's 1984, and Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. This year, the club will read The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Siddall said popular themes among inmates include family, overcoming adversity, prison life, and food. In reading Ducks, 2 Years in the Oil Sands, a graphic memoir by Nova Scotia's Kate Beaton about working in Alberta's Fort McMurray to pay off her student loans, she recalled one inmate speaking up about his own time doing the same job.
It gave them a new perspective on women working out there. You know, they had worked with women out there, and they said, like, you know, I didn't realize that they, you know, were treated this way, or, you know, just like the microaggressions of, you know, like being like a woman in a very male-dominated area.
In Atlantic Canada, there are book clubs at Dorchester Penitentiary, the Nova Scotia Institution for Women, and Her Majesty's Penitentiary in St. John's. By the end of this year, there will also be clubs at Atlantic Institution in New Brunswick and Spring Hill Institution in Nova Scotia. Book Clubs for Inmates has also been on what its executive director calls a great crusade to rebuild library collections in Canada's prisons. The charity has so far supplied over 250,000 titles and plans to hit 500,000 by 2027.
One thing that we often find is that the most positive books or the greatest reactions we get are books that, and this is a very common theme in almost all of the literature, whether it's nonfiction or fiction, is there are often stories of great redemption where they've overcome, the characters in the book or real life people have overcome tremendous adversity. And I think that also gives them an enormous amount of hope.
Coming up, long-term care workers are back on the job after a lengthy strike. We'll hear from CUPE about what's in the new contract. After 2 months on the picket lines, long-term care workers in Nova Scotia are on the verge of a new 6-year contract. Workers at the St. Vincent's nursing home in Halifax voted late Wednesday to ratify a tentative contract agreement. They were considered the lead table in these negotiations. Kim Kale is CUPE's long-term care coordinator with us now. I know you're busy making the rounds to the various locals to explain this contract and to get the votes going there, but the remaining union locals in this province will still get the vote on this. And there were votes held over the weekend as well. It's a moving target. I know. What do you know about how those votes went?
I'm aware that probably half a dozen of them since Wednesday have ratified. I don't know the percentages of how well they ratified. There are a number of outstanding locals that have not because they have outstanding items at their local table.
Okay, but people everywhere across the province back on the job.
For the most part, there are a few that haven't had their return to work agreements negotiated yet for a number of different reasons, but for the most part, the 36 that were on strike are back to work.
Did members actually get what they went on strike for?
Part of it, about half of it. Our goal was to get every classification under the collective agreements at least a $5 increase over the life of the agreement and bring everybody up to $25 an hour. So we were successful with the $5 for every classification, but in order for us to achieve that, we had to go into the 6th year, but we did not get our support service people up to $25 an hour.
It was a long fight. In the end, was it worth it?
I think so. It certainly brought the members within the locals and the locals together more cohesive. They seen what happened, when they did collective action together. I don't believe we would have achieved even the $5 over the first 5 years of the collective agreement if it had not been for the strike.
How will this impact the day-to-day lives of long-term care workers?
The strike you're talking about, or the wage increase, just for clarity?
Yeah, the new contract.
Oh, the new contract? Well, it brings most everybody up to a living wage, and they'll see a substantial amount of retro coming their way. They'll immediately, upon their ratification, start enjoying the increase in the shift and weekend premiums, which definitely will be a help.
So what kind of a mood are the members in?
Honestly, Tom, it's mixed. Most of our members are not happy about the 6-year agreement because by the time that it expires in October 31st of 2029, they'll be back in poverty wages again because of the amount of inflation that they're predicting.
I know that during the course of the strike, there were some families who were concerned about the impact on residents, on their loved ones, and understandably so. What will this agreement mean for the residents themselves in terms of the kind of care they'll be receiving going forward?
The collective agreements won't have a direct impact on the residents other than, now that the strike is over, everybody will be back to work. And, it's back to normal with the staff that work within the long-term care sector and with the residents. So at least the numbers will be back after 8 weeks of working under essential services.
Yeah, they'll be happy to see some familiar faces, I'm sure, in those homes across the province. You mentioned that this is a 6-year deal. Is that a fair trade-off for the wage increases you got in the end, in the final analysis, do you think? Is that what you tell your members?
Yes, that's what we've been telling the members. Obviously, we would have preferred to stay within the 5. We were willing, because initially it was a 4-year agreement that the government tabled, and we were more than willing to go out into the 5th year to get those adjustments. But as I said, the members aren't happy about the 6th year. Okay, what is the timeline here on the votes? As you say, they continue to be underway. So those that do not have outstanding items at their local table, most likely will be all ratified by the end of this coming week. The other locals, there's about a dozen of them, I think, that still have outstanding proposals that they need to get the employer back to their table with or without the conciliation officer to deal with those outstanding proposals. It may be too soon to be too reflective, I suppose, but any lessons learned during what was, by many accounts, a long ordeal here? Yeah, there was lots of lessons learned. Too long to list, actually. Okay, we'll leave that maybe for another day. Kim Kale is CUPE's long-term care coordinator. Really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Coming up, Iran and the U.S. reach a deal to end the war, but questions remain about the terms of the agreement.
And a 12-year-old boy in Ontario is charged with attempted murder after hitting a police officer with a stolen car. Welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump says a peace deal with Iran has been signed.
He says the Strait of Hormuz will be open by Friday. The CBC's Katie Nicholson reports from Washington.
A digital memorandum of understanding has been signed by the U.S. president, his vice president, and Iran's parliamentary speaker. But what's in it remains a mystery, though Donald Trump says it will be publicly released sometime after Friday. That's the day a signing ceremony has been set in Switzerland. Both Iran and the U.S. have publicly revealed some of the terms of this first step toward peace: the immediate cessation of military engagement, the U.S. will pull back its naval blockade of Iranian ports, and the Strait of Hormuz will reopen once it's been cleared of sea mines. Trump also insists it includes provisions to nix Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons.
The main thing is that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. They fully agreed to that with strong policing powers, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, which is what it was all about, because they probably would have used it if they had it.
Trump addressed whether sanctions on Iran would be eased. He said that would be tied to Iran's behavior going forward in the process. Technical talks are underway in Doha ahead of Friday's signing, but there's still the thorny issue of Israel and Hezbollah's continued tensions. Israel has said it won't pull its troops from Lebanon, and Hezbollah has said it won't accept any attacks that violate Lebanon's sovereignty or target its people.
We do want to see if we can straighten out the Lebanon thing, because it just seems to just never end. And that's a mini version of what we were doing, and it should not be tough. It should not be tough. So Hezbollah, we have to have a little talk with them.
Israel and Hezbollah have previously ignored the U.S. president's demands they stop firing on each other throughout this conflict. There are fears provocations on either side could threaten this deal before it gets signed on Friday. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Washington.
The agreement between the U.S. and Iran is at the top of the agenda at the G7 summit in France. Leaders, including Prime Minister Mark Carney, are meeting there this week. The CBC's David Cochran is there and sends this report.
In the days leading up to this summit, the Prime Minister said the outcome of the peace talks between the U.S. and Iran would shape the direction of the G7. As he boarded his plane to leave Ireland, Mark Carney said the goal is to make this agreement as durable as possible.
We'll have an opportunity starting from tonight at the G7 in Evian to see what we and other countries can do to help reinforce this important progress that's been made.
Nous allons tout faire d'abord pour que cet accord soit une réalité.
We will do everything we can to ensure that this agreement becomes a reality, says French President and summit host Emmanuel Macron. All of the countries gathering here have suffered from the economic shocks this conflict has unleashed. It's flatlined growth and fueled inflation.
We have long called for de-escalation, and it is vital that all parties seize this opportunity to secure stability in the region.
But so much of what happens next depends so much on one man.
Everything is very nice, thank you.
U.S. President Donald Trump has boasted of an imminent deal dozens of times in the past, but this time seems more solid. Canada's specific commitments to an enduring peace are at this point unknown, though in the past there have been suggestions of maritime support and intelligence sharing.
The priority now is implementation. The Straits of Hormuz must reopen, and freedom of navigation must be restored, toll-free.
This peace deal is still just preliminary, the tough conversations about Iran's nuclear program left for the future. But this framework at least gives the G7 leaders a window of opportunity to help make it more durable and stabilize the global economy. David Cochran, CBC News, La Chapelle d'Abondance, France.
At least 11 people are dead in Ukraine after a massive Russian bombardment, including on Kyiv. The overnight attack also damaged a 1,000-year-old monastery that's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The fire happened as Russia struck the Ukrainian capital with hundreds of missiles and drones. The monastery complex, which includes a cathedral, was founded in the 11th century. It's considered one of the holiest sites in Eastern Orthodox Christianity. UNESCO condemned the attack, noting that cultural properties are protected under international law. Russia has denied striking the holy site.
3 children, all under 13, were in an early morning confrontation with Toronto police where shots were fired. It involved a stolen vehicle.
4 police officers, 2 in each vehicle, tried to stop the driver of the stolen vehicle on Leaside Bridge, and the driver tried to flee. And then in the course of that, there was contact made with a police officer and that vehicle, and then there were multiple shots fired at the vehicle. The driver took off and abandoned the car a short distance away and then was apprehended on foot a short time later.
A 12-year-old boy is facing charges including attempted murder. He was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. One of the other children in the vehicle was also apprehended. Police say a third youth got away.
Iran's national men's team is set to debut at the World Cup against New Zealand in Los Angeles. But as Lindsay Duncombe explains, their arrival has raised tensions within the city's large Iranian diaspora.
There is anticipation and tension ahead of Iran's match here at the World Cup in Los Angeles. We are expecting protests and supporters for the Iranian national team. It's estimated there are more than 200,000 Iranian Americans living in and around Los Angeles, and feelings about the team are mixed. It has been a long road to get here. Domestic league play was canceled because of the war. They had to move their base camp from Arizona to Mexico, and some staff were denied visas to attend games. Striker Mehdi Taremi said pre-tournament tensions meant the spirit, excitement, and enthusiasm people associate with the World Cup can be lost. There have been widespread anti-regime protests all across Los Angeles since the war began. FIFA doesn't allow political symbols in the stands. Protesters want to bring this sun and moon flag, a symbol of the Iranian monarchy, into the stadium. If that happens, the Iran team says it will stop the match. But many seem keen to put politics aside and enjoy the game. American fans we spoke to welcome the team despite the tension.
How do you feel about the Iran game? Iran coming here to play?
Oh, I don't care. You know, we're all part of this world. It doesn't matter to me if they're from Iran, Iraq, whatever. You know, we're all here.
I think it is really complicated. I think it's nice that we have sports as a way to try to bring us together, and I think there is a lot that is really hard happening right now.
We are the country of immigrants, so it's a thing. I mean, all of our families were immigrants at one time. We're not Native Americans, so we have to be realistic. Come one, come all.
And as tense as this match could be, things could get even more dramatic. If both the United States and Iran finish second in their groups, it could mean they would face each other in the next stage. Lindsay Duncombe, CBC News, Los Angeles.
A book club is bringing more perspectives and Canadian content to PEI classrooms. And as the CBC's Cody McKay explains, the group of teachers and education staff is giving students more choice in what they read, and it's making a difference in the classrooms.
A committee of PEI teachers and department staff adds more books each year to classroom libraries. They say are more relatable, so students won't just find the classics in here, they'll see more of themselves on the shelves.
When we're trying to foster a love of reading among students, it's very important that they're able to see themselves within the text, that they're able to connect with their characters. So offering a wide range of different styles of novels, different protagonists, graphic novels, longer stemmed text is so important.
The province's novel selection committee goes back years. Here in the department office, they say there's been a focus on adding more Canadian content and newcomer stories, LGBTQ and Indigenous voices, and bringing in new books about people's lived experience with things like neurodivergence, anxiety, and more.
Large groups of students have not always been reflected in the books that are sitting on the shelves in our classrooms or in media and literature. And so we really take it as we take the responsibility very seriously to ensure that all of our students can see themselves in some book somewhere.
Some of those books, No Fixed Address, which deals with a teenager experiencing homelessness, Game Face, about a hockey goalie with anxiety, and a recent title, Mabuhay, a coming-of-age story involving a Filipino family.
We want all voices to be heard and shown in the text, whether it's, someone that might be living in poverty, it might be someone who is a newcomer to Canada, it might be maybe an LGBTQ character. We want our students to be seen in the books they're reading.
Students say having more relatable books to read with characters who are just like them is making a difference.
Whenever everybody has a book that they can see themselves in, it's really important, and nobody's left behind.
It feels better so you can have more fun and really understand what's happening.
I really like the wide variety of different books I can select and different adventures I can read.
It's so important that we continue to allow multiple perspectives so students can grow in empathy and understanding in addition to seeing themselves in novels.
Cody McKay, CBC News, Summerside.
American bullfrogs are a problem across much of southwestern BC. The highly invasive species are known to damage local ecosystems and can eradicate other amphibians. As Marie Zeider reports, a conservation group on Vancouver Island is helping to make a difference in the Comox Valley.
So welcome to Maple Lake.
one of my favorite places.
Comox Valley resident Bruce Moffat comes to this lake near Cumberland about every 2 days. He's on the hunt for a highly invasive species that could destroy the native ecosystem here.
So we just arrived at the trap on Maple Lake, a bullfrog tadpole trap. We're going to check and see what, if anything, we have in it.
He's in luck. One trap had 7 tadpoles, and now 1 more.
No, a dragonfly larva and 1 tadpole by the looks of things. Oh, you're a big one. Yeah, you're a beauty.
Moffat first noticed the bullfrog tadpoles 4 years ago, and the problem has been growing ever since. He recently shot drone footage over Maple Lake, now teeming with them.
And it was just like, uh-oh, we've got a big problem. I need to get involved. And it's no longer live and let live, because they'll decimate all the other wildlife that's here.
Moffat is out on the lake with Katie Gare, a program coordinator with the Solom River Restoration Society. The conservation group will be hosting workshops to help local residents identify bullfrog tadpoles and build their own traps to catch the bullfrogs before they get big enough to eat anything that will fit in their mouths.
Bullfrog tadpoles can be from nose to tail up to 10 centimeters long. Most amphibian tadpoles in the valley are going to be 2 to 5 centimeters long.
Gare says the workshops are an important part of her organization's work to save local species.
The Comox Valley is an area that is so rich in amphibian biodiversity and biodiversity of fish, of reptiles, mammals, bird species, and unfortunately bullfrogs can have an impact on all of these.
Gail Wallen with the Invasive Species Council of BC commends the group for its efforts, but says the best way to protect local ecosystems is to prevent invasive plants and animals from spreading in the first place.
Anything in the water that's invasive is very difficult to eradicate, and it's very limited on what you can do to even reduce their populations.
For Moffat and Gare in the Comox Valley, the choice is clear. Do what they can to stop the spread of bullfrogs before it's too late. Marie Seidler, CBC News, Cumberland.
Canada's main stock index reached a new record high on Monday, helped by gains in the basic materials sector, while U.S. markets also gained ground. Here's a look as we head to break.
I'm Angela McIver, a reporter here at CBC Nova Scotia. My focus is on consumer stories, so basically anything that involves your money. Think you've been scammed or have information about a potential fraud? Get in touch and I will dig into it. I'm here to investigate.
Right, it's kind of one step forward, a step or maybe more than one step back in Nova Scotia weather-wise. But as Ryan says, hump day looks better.
It does. We're halfway through June.
I know, it's crazy.
We were talking about that in the commercials.
I know.
Where did it go?
Yeah, hard to believe. And we're hoping that, this summer is obviously going to be great, and it begins on Sunday.
Yep.
So we're eagerly anticipating that. First and foremost, let's have a look at our viewer picture of the day. We're going to I normally zoom in, so I'm messing with the map just a little bit to show you. There we go. We're moving around to Squirrel Mountain. This is overlooking Grand Etang. And have a look at
wow,
this.
what a view that is.
Holy
Spectacular.
Trish with a fantastic shot. And this on a pretty gloomy day.
Yeah.
But she said, what a view. And it's going to be a little on the windy side up there on Squirrel Mountain tonight, as we do have a lace wet wind warning in effect. The showers are going to be moving through. Note those, especially mid to late this evening and into the early overnight, continuing into tomorrow morning for you folks in Cape Breton. Note the skies clearing for western areas throughout Tuesday morning into the midday for Halifax and central areas, and for eastern areas mid to late afternoon. I think you folks in Cape Breton should see some sun. This particular model is a little bit stubborn, but some of the others a little more hopeful. I did put some sun icons in there. It does look like a late day clear out as you're leaving the office. We are going to be seeing the winds from the southeast across Cape Breton gusting to 50 in the morning. The lace wet wind warning still in effect, still likely gusting to 90 there early on, but then winds becoming light. Winds becoming northwest across the rest of the province, which should help to pop temperatures, especially along the Atlantic coastline. There are the temperatures for Wednesday, ranging between 20 and 25 degrees, even Cape Breton in the 20 to 23 range. And then we are going to be looking at, again, things probably turning a little more unsettled as we work our way into the Thursday, Friday time period. The weekend, we'll wait and see.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupted over the weekend, and a camera got a little too close to the action. Yikes, lava spouting from the crater sparked a whirlwind, pushing its debris into the lens.
According to the United States Geological Survey, yesterday's episode lasted nearly 8 hours, but the volcano has been erupting since 2024.
Located on Hawaii's Big Island, it remains one of the most volcanically active sites on the planet.
Be careful how close you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.